The city is encircled for their protection. No one can enter. We shall make no exception.
For their protection? Traitor, you have some nerve.
Warn the guard!
May the enlightened protect me in this battle!
You will regret ever going to way. Incredible!
What's the matter? What just happened to you?
Ah, sir. Those guards, for needs of security, they say. I've served Her Eminence for 8 years.
My daughter, Gav.
Father Petrus, it is you.
These soldiers are making ready to attack the mother.
Highly enlightened. Yes.
But you have the key to the service.
Yes, of course. But there are a great many of them in...
Pray for us, my daughter. Curses. I did not think there would be so many guards. We better go around them.
May the enlightened protect me in this battle! May the shadow engulf our enemies! May the shadow engulf our enemies!
We're inside. Now we must hurry and find Cornelia. May the enlightened keep her in his divine blessing.
May the enlightened protect me in this battle! help our enemies!
Come with us, milady. All resistance is futile.
May the light guide my...
Catch her! You won't be going any further, Governor.
We're inside. Now we must hurry and find Cornelia. May the Enlightened keep her in his divine blessing.
May the Enlightened protect me in this battle! Our enemies!
Come with us, milady. Or
May the...
catch you won't.
Thank you for your help. The Enlightened have heard my prayer. Too late for my retinue, alas, but my counselors are without doubts. These soldiers said that they were holding them on the set. Free them, please, but do be discreet.
Do not fret.
May the enlightened protect me in this battle! Our enemies! The enlightened protect me in this battle! Protect me in this battle! May the shadow engulf our enemies! May the enlightened protect me in this battle! May the shadow engulf our enemies! May the shadow engulf our enemies!
This area of the palace is forbidden to visitors.
We did not know.
The basements are for servants.
Very well. We'll go.
This area.
We did very well.
This area.
We did very well.
May the Enlightened protect me in this battle! May the shadow engulf our enemies!
Say your prayers!
Do you think you can face a woman of faith?
I think they were the last. The palace is liberated.
Ah, Your Excellency. I am happy to see that you are...
Yes. The last traitors that took the palace have fallen.
I am infinitely grateful to you for your help. The seditious faction of the Coin Guard have been arrested by a contingent of... They were firm believers. I also learned that Hikmet has fallen. The Bridge Alliance lost its city to the traitors. I can't really say that I regret it. The Bridge Alliance being our enemies, I would have preferred that these brutes had failed and that their commander pay for these crimes. Without your providential... I shall never forget what you have done. Please, give your cousin these same words of gratitude.
I shall not fail.
closer, good people. Liqueur and wine from the continent. Here.
Are your boots worn through? Is welcome. Have you seen any? Thank you for your visit. See you soon.
Come closer, good people. Liqueur and wine from the continent.
Do I have the time to return and see those dear to me?
Constantine, how are you feeling?
Death is on my doorstep, and all hope has flown through the window. Come closer. What ill tidings do you bring?
Yes. I thought you might want to know more concerning the, events that have taken place.
The attempted coup d'etat of the traitors. Yes, I am eager to hear what has transpired within these very walls. When I think of the cold-blooded face of that treacherous Kurt. You showed exemplary true courage. Not only have you looked out for me, like always, but you have protected my advisors.
And saved our city and our Mother Cardinal. An immense service that we shall never forget. She has asked me to relay to you her most profound gratitude.
To me? How very nice of her. I imagine that you know that Hikmet had less luck. She flies the banners of the Coin Guard as we speak. Most of the scholars were massacred, but their governor has sought refuge here. This treacherous commander must be celebrating at least his partial success. But his victory will be for a short time. He must be stupid to have thought that the nations of the continents will let him trade with them and won't cut him off. I wish him luck in finding... And you were able to catch his lieutenants? The squires.
It is hard to swallow that Kurt betrayed us. To think that he trained both of us, drumming into us, fight...
You were able to turn that to our advantage. As to why he betrayed us. Fortunately, the entire guard...
What do you plan on doing to them?
We cannot. But we cannot do without soldiers either. And I shall name a trustworthy intendant to keep them in line. Before you leave, I must ask you...
All right.
I'm always suffering, cousin. Don't blame yourself. Yet...
I know of a healer with powers that are legendary amongst the clans. It is rumored he can alleviate even the most terrible. His village is west of the city.
One of our holy men lives in San Mateus. Alas, it is a miracle we are in need of.
If I may, Your Highness, we have the best It shouldn't stop Father Petrus from praying.
I'm nothing more than a sailor. I don't have... As it would seem to lay Mayor pray for the Malachor, perhaps it would be best to ask for aid from those not...
Thank you, as always, for your...
I'll follow the leads and find a way. Hold on.
have returned.
If I cannot enter, perhaps you could tell the elder...
Glendon cannot speak with... He only accepts...
How can I prove that I am the rep...
If you are a trusted friend of a council, I will then be glad to allow you to...
I will return later.
If you have...
Kill these blue bloods!
All these blue bloods, they aren't worth tuppence.
Quesi! Get out! Who do you think you are to defoil our ritual? One of those mind shakers, no doubt.
Hayden, It is your duty to assure we are not interrupted.
1,000 pardons, Tien. It is indeed one of those mind shakers.
A mind shaker? Look at him more closely, Aiden. He is a normal Naui. Present yourself, and tell me why you interrupt our ceremony.
My name is Desardet. I've come looking for you to ask for your help.
I greet you, Donegad. We are so sorry to have interrupted your ritual. But my friend truly needs your advice.
Don't excuse yourself. Are you the daughter of Bladned? Are you not a Donegad as well?
It is true. But my powers of healing are far less powerful than your own.
And you travel with a mind shaker. Strange trio.
I am Bishop Petrus, but I am not a mind shaker. A missionary. Why, pray tell, are you asking?
There are people wearing the same insignia that pass their time troubling the minds of my people.
Missionaries? I was not aware. I'm only here to accompany my friend, I assure you.
He is not a bad man, Donegad, even if his beliefs are foreign and strange.
Then, how can I help you?
My cousin suffers from a terrible sickness. The Malachor.
I do not know this sickness. But perhaps we call it by a different name.
It turns the blood black and provokes terrible suffering. And alas, it is fatal in all cases.
We've never seen the ailing touched by such a sickness.
We are looking for a remedy. Could you slow the progression?
In that, I can help you.
But Tiern, with all that...
It is true. My village needs...
What is going on?
Truly?
Do they have a choice, Aiden?
Well then.
The situation has become unbearable. They wanted to convert everyone. And of course, the village folk would not.
And it was also at that...
There are many wounded. And recently...
I can try and talk sense into the missionaries. As for the attacks of the creatures, I will see what I can do.
Our master hunter. Or...
Very well. I'll take...
Do not worry.
Let's go and see this master hunter. He may be able to explain all there is to learn about these attacks. Good day. Are you the...
Beortir tu madre, Naixe.
The Donegad, Katasan.
The Tenlands have... The beasts have always lived here. Of late, they attack us. It may be that the Tenlands killed them.
What can you tell me about the Tenlands?
They are normally very peaceful. During the attacks, I noticed...
What do you mean?
That the other beasts don't come from here, but...
Were there many victims?
Many wounded. But the attacks happened. I tried to chase them, and now our children...
Can you tell me who the
A
children...
young fisherman.
I will go and see them. I must be going. I'm in need of your wisdom.
I hear you.
I believe I can help you in your fight against...
You must destroy. There are most like I would have. I did not find. You must burn them and kill. We see them. The night belongs to the Tenlands.
I thank you for your advice. Isn't it odd that these creatures who are normally...
Yes.
What do you know?
I do not speak of things that are Naixe, like you.
Is there anything that we might be able to do?
The soil is destroying. Do you know the art of...
I can try to
Here.
Look, I really need you to tell me what...
I regret I cannot speak.
What do you know about them?
The Mind Shakers. They speak of all that they want. They want to make their words. They follow them.
Have you tried to fight?
No. I think if not for... But hope fled.
I must be going. Katasach advised us to speak with the families of those missing. Perhaps they might know where the tenants have built their nests. Here is your weapon. It is...
Thank you. It belonged to my mom. It may be during my...
Why didn't you try to...
He is very strong. I placed trap...
You say he doesn't have his place?
That he was brought here. But I cannot prove this.
I must be going. Good day. My name...
Yes.
Your Denegat asked me to...
This is true? Oh.
Can you describe your brother?
He is young. He is such a nice boy.
Can you tell me more precisely when he disappeared?
It was 2 days.
And you...
No, he was full of...
Did your brother have any...
No. I can't. He didn't get along particularly well with the Master Hunter. Perhaps the missionaries.
It's still a lead.
He has been dreamy and more joyful than usual. Those are the signs of someone stricken with love. But he no longer... He told me that he has grown beyond...
What do you think...
He could have come face to face with them, but he knew how to avoid them. He got into a fight with them a while back. Because...
You think the missionaries might have sought...
I don't know.
I will go and see. I must be leaving. Good day.
I hope he is right.
It is...
The night...
Your sister, what...
She is a very beautiful young...
Is she very careful?
Oh, yes. She knows it very well.
How long has she been missing?
2 nights have gone by since, but she never returned.
Do you know where she usually...
Certainly.
Is there anyone in the village?
No. No.
Why do you say that?
She is beautiful and young.
What do you think is like...
She might have been attacked by the...
You think it...
I hope. They were pestering...
But you think that they might have captured her when she was out? I must leave now.
Do you have any news?
Not yet. Was your sister fond of you?
They have known each other since they were little.
Only friends?
Yes.
I couldn't care less about her reputation.
I have told you all I know.
Very well. Tell me about the Tenlans.
Before, I only very rare. But now, they are they've even been known.
Do you know how to fight?
No.
Very well.
It is possible.
Could you tell me anything about the mission?
They are Monison.
What do you mean?
They came to our... Many heard their words. I believe that they wanted to...
The one who's also?
Yes.
I'm going to have to go. I must leave now. Given the presence of the Tenlans in this clearing, there must be a nest not far from here.
May the Enlightened protect me in this battle! May the shadow engulf our enemies! Protect me in this battle! May the shadow engulf our enemies!
The ideal moment. I must kill the dominant one before destroying the nest.
Protect me in this battle! May the shadow engulf our enemies! the enlightened protect me in this battle! Protect me in this battle!
The hunter told me that I would find a nest in this area.
May the enlightened protect me in this battle! May the shadow engulf our enemies!
Hunter mentioned the Dominborn only came out at dawn. I should come back later. It is dawn, the ideal moment. I must kill the Dominborn before destroying the beast.
May the enlightened protect me in this battle! May the shadow engulf our enemies! Protect me in this battle! May the enlightened protect me in this battle!
basket full of berries and a trap full of fish. All of it scattered and half-eaten by beasts. Our two lost souls were here together. They must have been attacked, or they wouldn't have left these behind. Let's search the area. Maybe we can find their trail.
May the Enlightened protect me in this battle. May the Enlightened protect me in this battle. May the shadow engulf our enemies. May the shadow engulf our enemies.
That cavern seems home to some creatures. Let's be wary. It could very well be the lair of that great Tenland the hunter spoke of.
May the Enlightened protect me in this battle. May the shadow engulf our enemies. May the shadow engulf our enemies.
3 corpses. One is older than the others. Judging by his clothing, he was a missionary. The 2 others are more recent. A man and a woman. Our missing couple, no doubt. They were dragged here and devoured alive. What a tragic fate. I cannot believe that these missionaries used such a ruse to achieve their goals. 2 youths died because of it.
Now you understand why some of us come to death to deny the same. Their words are always sweet, but all they mean is death.
May the shadow engulf our enemies. May the shadow engulf our enemies. May the shadow engulf our enemies.
Return to the village. Their families need to be informed.
May the enlightened protect me in this battle.
Well, on Almanawi, have you found?
I found him, but...
If he knew every stone on our...
He had a liaison with a young girl from the... They must have forgotten the hour. Night, I found both of them.
How terrible. I must recover his body.
With the body of the girl he loved, but it is a dangerous place. Other Tenlands might still be roaming there, though I did kill quite a few.
I have a duty owed to my little brother.
What can you tell us about...
They are in all...
Yes.
I know my...
Could you tell me about them?
But he told...
This story... I must be leaving.
Do you have any news?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I found her body.
But how could she have been so...
She went out to meet the young fisherman. The time... I'm so sorry.
I must bring her back.
You should not go alone. I killed as many as I
shall follow your counsel.
I must leave now.
Maybe in...
We are near water, in the area the fisherman's brother mentioned. A nest must be close to here.
Maybe enlightened protect me in this battle. May the shadow engulf our enemies.
The dominant one only came out at dawn. I should come back later. It is dawn, the ideal moment. I must kill the dominant one and destroy him.
May the enlightened protect me in this battle. Engulf our enemy.
The third nest is destroyed. The Master Hunter will be relieved to hear it, I'm sure.
May the Enlightened protect me in this battle. May the Enlightened protect me in this
May the beasts answer your call. The village will...
Excuse me.
You have returned.
Not yet.
Then how can I help you?
What can you tell me about your village?
When Xavier means living waters, my people have lived here peaceful, and we, the people of the other villages, respect.
Tell me about the missionaries who came to the village.
They say that they want us to, and what they really want, they are not good people.
Tell me about the attacks on your village.
They began a while ago. Suddenly, the Tanlands have grown in numbers and have become more aggressive. They started to... We had to become more, but you should go...
I need to leave.
Very well.
May the Enlightened protect me in this battle.
Good day. I'm the legate.
Of course. Our allies from the continent.
Could you tell me what your mission...
We must return these We have constructed in this protected...
Have you heard about the Tenlan attack?
I didn't know those creatures were given that name. We offered them our help. And some comfort.
In exchange for some inspiring...
Of course. To chase only a few away would be of no use.
You haven't been victim of...
On occasion, yes. But thanks to the
You seem to assert that the attacks of these whereas these are creatures that the natives...
These are familiar beasts, but hasn't any... These creatures have been riled up by sending them against these poor people. There is only one way to truly make these attacks.
The Denegat of this village...
And you expect us to obey him? Haven't you understood that to leave would be to abandon the simplistics? No, my child.
I fought against a great number of Tenlans. Its mere presence seemed to aggravate the others.
A beast sent by the demon.
Stop taking me for a fool. I have only one piece of advice to give you. Leave, and...
We shall be leaving as soon as possible. But let it be known.
Perhaps you should be more concerned about your own souls. The nests are destroyed, and with the death of the White Tenlan, the attacks should cease. And we were even able to convince the missionaries to leave. Katasak should be willing to follow us now. Let's go and find him.
Protect me in this battle!
Indeed. I put the White Tenlan... The attack should no longer... As for the missionary, although they were not willing to reveal their involvement in the attacks that caused you such harm.
And so they were in some way responsible.
They brought a particularly large beast here that attracted...
This is what provoked the attacks.
In the end, we found the missing young ones.
And the worst tier end.
Will you agree to accompany me now?
I have packed what is needed.
This pain, it'll be the death of me. I can't control my body. It's like being a stranger in a marionette set ablaze. Consumed by a smouldering fire. The moment's growing near, isn't it? Am I about to surrender my ghost to the Reaper of Souls? You pop in just when you're needed, cousin, as always. Who are you? Your hand is cold as ice.
Your cousin is burning.
That is such a relief.
Let me present Katisach, Constantine. He is the greatest healer on the island. He will help you.
Please, stay.
I am here for you, Rnaise, and I will not leave until I found a way to ease your pain and suffering. Fill your mind with the patience of the ocean. I know not how much time I will need. I've never seen such a sickness. The spirits of your lands must be quite horrendous to cast down such evils upon the peoples that live there.
Thank you. Thank you, cousin. I don't want to imagine my plight without your intervention.
Greetings, Katisach.
But
how is my cousin doing?
he's filled. Forgive him his mood. Thanks to my treatment, he suffers. It would take a pop.
I'm looking to meet Enomil Frichtman.
But they did not let you.
Precisely. They...
And my word was not enough.
Do not be sad, daughter of Bloodned. This seal will allow you to give voice to the friends of your clan. Those who may speak here. Friend of Wensha, but you must convince him and no doubt pass many trials.
Thank you, Katis.
We do not wish to lose the one who placed his life in my hands. And you have already shown me your friendship.
Have no fear. Now that you've seen my cousin...
It is a terrible... It slowly gnaws through, and the pain it induces. But if you're asking if it's a disease coming...
Do you like it in you, Serene?
No. I can bear, but don't worry.
I must go.
Well, I will.
You have returned. The rule.
Here is the seal of the Denegad...
And so you are a trusted friend of the... Enter.
I give you warm greetings, Glendan. I am
Your merchant congregation sways me very slightly from my path. But you are a current. His trust in you makes me stop and look at you.
I seek a remedy. My cousin, we think that only Enon...
Really? And...
He told me that the only way to meet with your god was to come and...
Judge your intentions. But even if I should do this, for the path you seek to follow has only been tread. We must begin where everything begins.
What must I do?
You must go to a cavern and tell me what you see on the seal.
And this cavern is guarded?
That is true. But I hope you will prove that you understand. Go now.
What can you tell me about the sanctuary?
It is the most sacred I protect.
Am I to get...
We are here.
I see.
The heart of...
I must leave.
Qua awelem.
You have spoken to Glendon as you wanted.
Nothing else, thank you.
Good luck.
Siora, do you know anything about the trial that...
My mother passed it during the last election, but it...
Did she tell you about it?
A little, but it is a secret trial. I know that you must choose your path. Combat is not necessarily the best. If you are confronted with animals, and there are ways of altering food to make those who eat...
Is that an idea that...
Look, they're eating the old carcass. If you poured some sleeping potion on it, they'd fall asleep.
Protect me in this battle!
Close to Issa, Ripnestiri!
May the shadow engulf our enemies! May the shadow engulf our enemies! Protect me in this battle!
May the enlightened help us.
You were freezing and you had this empty stare.
Yes.
Tell us. Visions like this.
I was in the sky. I was high up, and it was... I fell to the ground, and suddenly I bounced on the ground, and just like... This stone is blackened, eaten away. I think it's supposed to have... This stone bears the image of a storm. On this stone, the sun is visible. This stone is blackened, eaten away. This stone is adorned with the etching of a drop of water. I must have lit the candles in the wrong order. Here this looks like a snowflake. The snow, or maybe ice. This drawing looks like an infant. Could it The drawing on this stone makes me think of fire. I'm certain. This must be the seal that Glendan spoke about. It looks like the silhouette of the mountain of Tirfredi, and a face is drawn within it.
The spirit of the volcano. One of the faces of Einon Mílfrichtemann.
Bertir to mad on.
And so you have returned. Can you tell me?
A face in the mountain of Tirfredi.
Then you have seen the true face of the island when looking into her waters. And the island has seen inside you. You have given the blood of the animals that protected the entrance to the passage. You have chosen strength a first time. In choosing the path of silence, you avoided confronting the Dosantats. Finally, you have completed the ritual. And in so doing, the Guardian recognized you as a wise man. You choose to trust the way of ruse and wisdom. The island has seen your intelligence and also your
Am I authorized to encounter Einon Mílfrichtemann?
If the High King agrees, yes. Only a High King or High Queen is allowed to open the sanctuary.
I suppose that I'm going to need to convince them as well.
I do not know.
Is he hiding?
He disappeared several months ago. The last people to have seen there was Deirdre, Blatnid.
My mother.
Yes. I heard about you.
And divorced Tirce.
Deirdre is the Mal of the clan of...
I've already met her.
That sounds like her. Ulan, it is said that he welcomed. He is the chief of...
Very well. I will go and...
Kwa'awalamse.
Lieutenant, I demand an explanation. Tell us what is going on. We haven't heard anything about Lord D'Orsay's condition in spite of our inquiries. We are extremely worried. And then, all of a sudden, one of his guards appears, shaken and on his own, though he is part of his retinue.
Please, allow me the chance to shed some light, my lady.
Your soldier is nothing more than a coward for abandoning his highness.
Tell me, what is going on?
This soldier has just reported in. He is asking for reinforcements. He believes that Lord D'Orsay has been attacked.
He believes? He ran here without full knowledge of what happened firsthand.
I was sent on patrol far from the camp, but I heard screams, from men and from beasts. I wanted to return to camp, but then I heard a deafening sound, grinding, like a landslide. I thought then it would be best just to go and get help.
Thank you, Lieutenant. You are dismissed. I would like to have a discussion with this man alone.
Yes, sir.
My lady, could you lead these fine people into the hallway, if you would be so kind?
Certainly. I deplore this embarrassing turn of events. But know that you have my full support in all circumstances.
In the interest of avoiding a general panic, tell me precisely what happened back there.
Your cousin ordered us to escort him beyond the town limits. The Islander convinced him to go on some journey.
By Islander, do you mean the Denegad that came to treat...
Yes. A strange bird. Missing more than... I was ordered to set up patrol. I was told to protect our perimeter. According to the Islander, it was the only access to them. Not a soul came along. I heard an enormous crashing sound like an avalanche.
And you ran? Do you know precisely where the company was?
No, not precisely. The Islanders said they were following the pack.
Why didn't you go and look for yourself?
What? Alone?
I'm still having trouble deciding if but that's a question for your superiors. My cousin was quite weak. Do you know...
His Highness was feeling much better. The potions that he was... I mean to show no disrespect to His Highness, but that island... I wasn't privy to their counsel. But your cousin was all full of enthusiasm and ordered...
That sounds like him.
I am sorry.
Dismissed.
Thank you, sir.
Protect me in this battle!
This is the camp that Constantine's escort must have established.
It looks more like a battlefield. I hope the Donegad and your cousin survived the fight.
Search the zone. Let's see if we can find any clues as to what's happened here. The tents were lacerated by what looks like claws. And there are traces of blood everywhere. Some of these men must have been attacked in their sleep. By beasts? Most of the weapons are missing. Our soldiers wouldn't have taken a rest without defenses. Our soldiers were attacked by surprise, and there were animals among the assailants. However, our men reacted properly. They were armed and they fled as best they could. There are no bodies, and no sign of Constantine or Catasac's presence here. Perhaps they were in another place, and the soldiers wanted to join them. We need to follow the tracks. This area has been trampled. An entire stampede passed by here. Our soldiers must have fled the zone and taken this path followed by their assailants. This is a sacred place of a native cult. No doubt this is where Katasak and Constantine were going.
It isn't really a place of a cult, but rather a place of anchoring. A place where Donegada perform a ritual to become Sinol Menawi. These places are charged with great energy. Perhaps Katasak wanted to use it to bring relief to your cousin.
Perhaps. There are bodies, and without a doubt there was fighting here. Search the place. Let's see what we are able to find. More tracks. Footprints. They must have fled this way. Strange. These trees look half calcinated, as if they were exposed to immense heat. These weapons are in terrible condition. Whatever did these men come up against? Another burnt tree. This path seems to have been scorched in flames. More signs of an explosion. I can't believe that our soldiers could be carrying so many explosive potions. New footprints. It looks as if a group met up with them and took this path. There was more fighting over here. There are not only the corpses of our own men, but where could these other soldiers have come from? More signs of explosions. But what were they doing with all these explosives on them? Only a handful made it up to here. The path stops on this overhang, and despite signs of a skirmish, I can't see any sign of Constantine or Catisac.
May the enlightened protect me in this battle!
These rocks were broken, as if they had taken cannon fire. What could have happened here? I don't recognize these men. Still more unknown soldiers. Could they have been responsible for the attack? This one is carrying a letter. Let's see. According to this note, these men came from a nearby camp. An old outpost of the Alliance taken over by the Coin Guard. They could well have decided to finish what they'd planned in New Serene. These vials look familiar. Catisac used the very same to stock his potions. He must have come here. I'm going to pick them up. I recognize this sack. It's my cousin's. Oh, Constantine, what have you gotten yourself into again? Very well. Let's sum things. Constantine and Catisac definitely came an attack. And then there are these traces of
You cannot suspect my people are behind this attack.
Unless he himself was behind it. He is a power...
How could you even think something like that?
Perhaps he only did it to gain our trust. With Constantine captive, he now has leverage, but in all truth I have no... But regardless of who is guilty, we could return to Wenchavier to learn... Perhaps Catisac returned there. We're also going to have... Their soldiers were involved in the...
That trail seems a better one to follow. Catisac.
That's true. But however, one way or another, let us be on our way without...
enlighten protect me in this battle.
I've heard stories of your exploits. It's unusual for... It seems my tier. How can I help?
Katasak has disappeared.
What? But my Tiern followed you to help you. How would I know where to find him?
I don't know exactly what happened, but he took my cousin to a particular place. A place to perform a ritual. Their escort was attacked. Decimated by beasts and by...
And you believe that the Tiern has taken... Your heart must beat in shadow to believe that the man who offered...
Wait. Perhaps they were wounded. And your master wanted to... We must find them at all costs.
Forgive me, Doneged.
There may be a way. I found these vials of potion on the battlefield.
They could very well. No. They are not... I do not know this smell. The plants used to make... Another Doneged must be implicated. But none that I know would attack Katasak. May the trees protect us. Who would attack the water that heals? The earth that feels?
Yes. I sincerely...
When you have discovered...
I have to go.
Quite a way.
The enlightened protect me in this battle! May the enlightened protect me in this battle! the Enlightened protect me in this battle!
Colonials? You must have gotten lost of...
Disarday.
A legate? Pardon my dismay. But we don't... I am Captain Idris, of the Coin. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for Constantin d'Orsay.
A governor? Here?
My cousin was part of an expedition. His men and his camp were... But we found no trace of his body. Wounded and holding up somewhere.
Have you cast your suspicion? We've had neither reinforcements nor supplies for weeks. I wouldn't risk the few lives remaining to attack a governor's... I'm not crazy. I'm truly sorry for your cousin, Excellency. But we haven't... The region is dangerous. The natives are heartless. You should be looking...
You do know that we found the bodies of several...
How could you be sure?
One of them was carrying a note. Signed...
And they are dead.
Explain yourself, Captain.
They were monitoring the zone. We have lost too many men to surprise attacks. We decided yesterday. We heard screams and saw some...
And you didn't go and see for yourself? You hear screams. Certainly those of your own men.
So the last of my men give up their... You can think of me as a coward if you like.
Why do I have the feeling that you're holding something back from me? I understand what you're feeling. The pain, the feeling of being abandoned, but if you know anything, speak.
I don't know what to tell you, Excellency. I haven't stepped...
I can see how difficult your present... I'm certain you have... I cannot solve all of your problems. But what would you say if I took care of that one, at least?
A little gold would certainly improve them.
A survivor?
He wasn't able to say a word. Our nurse sits with him, but his wounds are extremely severe.
I'm sorry to hear that, Captain.
Go and see the nurse. But I can't take it anymore. Anything else?
I need to be going.
I would very much...
What are you doing there? This...
I know. I've come to...
That is very kind of him.
What are you saying?
No, that I've been asking the captain for... I no longer, and now that we have a wounded patient...
Do you know what type of...
Yes, at least I think so.
I see.
Were you able to concoct the potion?
Yes, I was.
Give it to me. We must wait and be...
Will he make it?
I hope so. We'll know soon enough. This potion is
And if he survives?
Come back tomorrow at the same time.
Very well.
I'll see you soon.
Hello, soldier.
Better.
I simply prepared the potion. Could you tell me what happened?
I will try. We were posted up on the peak to follow rebel movement, and we heard sounds of fighting not far from them. Were screaming. Soldiers of the Coin Guard and an islander were trying to protect a young man. He seemed dire ill.
Constantine Katasak and his escort.
Dozens of wild animals. They seemed completely enraged.
Flames?
I don't know. I didn't see everything. But I thought I saw another islander. Big. He's the one who took the sick. There was practically no one left on the battlefield. I was wounded, and I came to when I heard voices of islanders approaching. Rebels. I thought to myself, they're coming to finish off the wounded. I dragged myself here.
I'm going to have to go.
You shouldn't do that.
That's enough.
Yes, I'll have a word with your captain.
Excellency, thank you.
Please. I did nothing.
Did you learn what you needed?
Yes. I was able... He and his company heard sounds. My cousin's escort were already... A strange sorcerer controlled them. It was he that...
One of those rebel savages, no doubt. They must have learned that an important man was in the region and thought...
Don't apologize. I know where the camp can be found, and if my...
Like you freed the scholars. Thank you again.
I need to be going.
I would very much like to...
Hello.
Renaigse, there you are again. What do you want?
To speak to you about my cousin's capture and the massacre of his escort. A soldier from the nearby outpost survived.
You dare come here and let me throw him out this... May they receive...
I know that you see us as your enemies, but we are not here to harm you. I only seek to find them, as well as the man who is protecting him.
No Donea Exregal would attack...
If you didn't attack him, you must... I was told that an islander took my cousin away. Perhaps your men were there to aid them.
We do not have your cousin, and as for Katasach, and the Vorst, Tire, He died from his wounds. That night, we heard the sounds of a terrible combat. We went to see the last breath of Kata, and many of the Renaigse were... We carried the body of the Donega.
He gave his life to protect Constance. This request might surprise you, but...
Why? What do you want to do?
Examine him to understand what... We were told that an island native was there and that he likely led the attack.
No Donea Exregal would attack Katasach.
That is the very reason I need to see his...
You may see him. But if...
Katisach. Seeing the state of his body, I hate myself for having suspected him. Forgive me, Denegad, to have doubted your loyalty and even more for what we are about to do. Now then, let's see what story this corpse has to tell. Afra would know how to get information from this body. I'll need to go and find her. Afra would know how to get information from this body. I'll need to go and find her.
Protect me in this battle!
What can I do for you, my child?
I'll see you later, Father.
Take care, my...
Here is the body of Katasach. Could you examine it and tell...
Of course. We note a great number of large, blunt force contusions.
None of the wounds could be attributed to a blade or a spear. No.
Practically every bone has been broken in multiple places.
The open wound reveals multiple Here, the borders of the wounds have been singed. The flesh is... And we also... They seem oddly out of place in spite of the exotic... I would be hard-pressed to tell you which of the wounds...
He was smashed violently by a giant rock that was without a doubt on fire.
Yes. These wounds are similar to those given by a...
The dead soldiers we found had identical. As crazy as this may sound, whoever...
In any other circumstance, your conclusion would qualify. But I stand on the side of the improbable. The natives...
We still don't really know who is actually behind, judging by the severity of these wounds.
All your experiments. You've learned so little.
We had to at least try. Are you not even concerned?
We've grown accustomed to the loss of... All the same. Guardian and Onegad would never... There is a ritual that might help us.
The Anatalis...
It is a magical rite that only a person with a... It allows the donate...
That would allow us to at least...
If what I have heard is true, yes.
Let's ask her for her help, then.
You are quick to ask. Imagine the pain of the wounds of another. This is what you must ask of the... When her companion was lost since that day.
That would explain her distrust.
You must make her see your purpose.